But equally as important as the recollections we can see are the memories of many St. Louisans for whom the fair is still a personal experience. Among these is Miss Dina Lang, who has been a teacher in public schools in St. Louis for over 50 years and who has written a history of St. Louis. Well, Miss Lang, if I may ask, how old were you at the time of the fair?
Well, I was in my first year at high school, and that made me about 15.
What area were you living in?
We had just moved over on the north side. There was a new section of St. Louis near Sarah and Maffett that had just opened up, and in May of 1904, we moved into the new home.
Well, did you go over to the fair much?
Very often. In fact, the whole year preceding the opening of the fair, we went 2 or 3 times a week. I had a brother who was a young architect, was very much interested out there in the buildings, and I went with him quite often.
What's your most lasting personal impression of the fair?
Well, it was the most magnificent spectacle I think I've ever seen. I've been to many other fairs, and I don't think any of them have ever come up to the World's Fair.
You mean architecturally, just in spaciousness?
Architecturally, in its glory and its magnificence. It was the first time that we had used electricity with any great, or the first time the buildings were being lighted with electricity, and we certainly used it there to a great effect.
What did you find yourself doing at the fair most of the time?
Oh, well, we roamed around. We knew every spot of the whole fair, all the way from the entranceway of the Pike to the Igoroti villages and on to the agriculture buildings and horticulture. And, of course, always at night there was the gorgeous cascades and the electric lights and the Pike with its Ferris wheels and chutes and
exhibits and rides?
Exhibits of all kinds.
Well, I've heard that the fair was quite a place as far as being an area for the introduction of all kinds of new novelty foods. Or what were then novelty foods? We heard that the ice cream cone was first introduced at the fair. Is that right?
Yes, I'm quite sure. That was the first time, at least, that I saw ice cream cones, and we had them quite often. They sold them usually 2 for a nickel, so that they went sort of far, too. Sometimes 2 people could eat 1 ice cream cone. Then we had lovely little rosette cakes. They were made by dipping an iron into a batter and putting it into some hot fat. And, oh, those were delicious. And the barbecue sandwiches.
That was the debut of the barbecue sandwich on a large
I think
scale?
probably it was. And they were far better than anything I have ever eaten, and you could get a big one for 5 cents. And these stands were all over the fairgrounds, and the food was excellent. And, of course, it was if you were very wise in your selection, you could get free meals all day long. You go to Pillsbury exhibit and get hot cross buns and coffee cake and breads.
What was your favorite exhibit?
Well, I think probably, let's see, the Festival Hall and the Igoroti Village. I think that the Philippine village with its lovely bridge across the river there and all the different tribes, I think